Welcome back. I've now come to the stage where everything's sort of clean. I haven't yet re-greased the bearings. I'll do that in a minute. I just want to remind myself of where the components go. This is the hub that I painted yesterday. You know, it's quite presentable. It's quite nice. Given where it's going to be, completely hidden by the wheel. You're not going to see that, but it's reasonably smooth and it's durable. And this was painted as well, and let's have a look which way. That's the way that side goes up against the base of the car, the boot of the car, and this will be the side that will be exposed to the road. Quite pleased. But anyway, I just need to I've got a pot full of nuts, bolts, washers, split pins, etc. I just need to try and identify what goes where. So let's just pull them out in, I think that's the fulcrum shaft. We just measure the, yes it is, that's the fulcrum shaft. And that's just dropped off the side here. It's a spacer. It holds the, in fact all of this just pops out. It's spacers. Let's just turn it around so we can see on camera. There we go. There is a bearing in there. There's an oil seal. I'm going to keep that in place until I re-grease everything. What I'll do, I'll take each, so just so that there's no chance of getting anything mixed up. I'll probably do that on camera. This side's fitted a little bit tighter. Yeah, that does squeeze in quite tight, but I'm hoping to leave that in place until I re-grease it later. I just don't want to get anything mixed up, you know, things. It's easy to forget. I've got enough of a jumble. Right, so fulcrum shaft. This is the that's the shaft that holds the shock absorbers. That goes through the upper, is it the upper wishbone? Oh, I can't remember anyway, but that holds the shock absorbers go either side. So let's pop that out of the way. I do know these two clips, hose clips, they hold on the actual drive shaft that go from inside and right by the inner brake disc. We got like a cup that goes over the universal joint, and that holds one of the cups. This goes the other side, just behind the hub here. So let's pop those. We've got a spring which that holds the handbrake cable out of the way. Gosh, there's a lot here. Let's get these five. These 5 nuts obviously go up here. They're the wheel nuts. That's quite obvious where they go. These hold. Let me think now. There's only 2. Oh yes, holds the shock absorber at the. Does it? Yes, it does. It goes at the top of the shock absorber. The shock absorber sits over here, the shock absorber bush, and there's a little alloy spacer. So there's one either side. There will be some nuts that go on the other side of there, I think. There's one. Where's the other? I just want to make sure that we've got no excess components. That's a bit rough. Let's try another one. Does that go on there? Yeah, I think, yeah, that goes on there. Let me think. Now then, that's got the hole for the locking wire that goes through the centre of here, through the centre of the bush. I can't remember if it has a. Let's have a look. Let's just pop that down here anyway. I know that goes through the centre into the base of the car. Now then, this one. That's got it's got a flat surface, and that slips through. There's a. It just manages to miss. I think it's the shock absorber mounting on the lower arm. It slips through. And that mounts the lower radius arm. It does have a spacer on there already. Now then, Gosh, I've got a lot of stuff left over here. God, that is a brass washer. I'm pretty sure that goes there. And we'll have a castle nut on top. Does it have a? God, I think yeah. Oh goodness me, I've got so much here. Yeah, that. So we've got the spacer. Then I'm pretty sure that washer. Then the castle nut. I've got some new split pins. Oh God, so much extra here. Pretty sure one wash on either side, and then there's another large nut that must go on there. Okay, I'll check all this with the manual. I'll lay everything down. Now then, we've got two nuts here. We've got large washers. I'm sure one either side. Now then, if I remember rightly, yes, that's the mounting for the spring, and that was mounted to the upper joint on the shock absorber. Let's have a look. And then there was this. That's it's got one tab bent down. That was a locking washer. I honestly can't remember whether that was on the bottom or the top, and what it actually locked. Bloody hell! What a nuisance. I think it was at. Actually, it doesn't fit this. No, it fits this one here. So that went on there somehow. You see, we've got quite a jumble of spares here. The camera seems to have moved. We've got the grease nipple, which goes in the bottom here. I don't want to screw this in. I'm actually going to put it in the car before I screw the grease nipple in, because if you drop it, it'll smash the nipple off. So I'll put that in afterwards. Right. Now then, I have a spacer and another bolt left over, and I cannot remember where they're from. I cannot remember. Shit. Damn. It's quite a spacer as well. I'll have to go back to the manual. I just can't remember where that goes. There's nothing else in the pot. I've remembered where everything else goes, but I just cannot remember that one. Where on earth could it go? Let me think now. What came off? I don't know. I'll just have to go back to the manual. I can't remember where those two. Well, it's a weird. Let's just focus carefully. So it's got some grooves, and it's been machined down on the end here. Where does that go? This is the thing when you're working outside in the freezing cold and everything's covered in grease and gunge. I wouldn't have noticed when I brought this off the car because it was that filthy and covered in gunge. And it's got a split washer, a spring washer there. In fact, that doesn't slide off. I wouldn't have noticed the particular pattern because it was that greased up, and obviously as I've cleaned it in chemicals, it has a particular pattern about it, and that's been machined. It's not just a normal screw, so that's obviously something quite important, and for the life of me I can't think what on earth it does in this jolly large spacer. Anyway, let's not worry at this stage, and I will sort of check with the manual that I've remembered everything else correctly and just see what on earth that could be. It's obviously something major because it's a major bolt and it's got a particular pattern. It's obviously those grooves allow. Does it sit in grease and it push the grease? Do you know, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what that's for. Somebody will recognise it.